ومن والاه. أما بعد أحبتي في الله، نعيش مع كتاب الله مع آيات من سورة الانشقاق مع قوله سبحانه: فلا أقسم بالشفق والليل وما وسق والقمر إذا اتسق لتركبن طبقا عن طبق. These ayat number 16 to number 19 from Surah Al-Inshiqaq. And a simple meaning for this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Exalted said: So I swear by the light glow and by the night and what is enveloped, and by the moon when it become full, that you will surely embark upon, or i.e. experience, state after state. فلا أقسم بالشفق والليل وما وسق والقمر إذا اتسق. الفاء لبيان نتيجة ذلك وارتباطها بما قبلها. فلا أقسم بالشفق، وهذا التعبير في القرآن تكرر في آيات عدة. فلا أقسم بما تبصرون وما لا تبصرون، فلا أقسم بالخنس وما إليها، وكأنه لنفي أي فكرة سابقة في الذكر أو في الذهن وإثبات أمر آخر. لا يأخذك الأمر بعيدا، فالمولى سبحانه وتعالى هنا أقسم بأمور أخذت مراحل، وكل مرحلة تؤدي إلى التي بعدها. قال: فلا أقسم بالشفق، ذلك اللون الأحمر من بقايا ضوء الشمس حين الغروب. والشفق في أصلها في اللغة فيها معنى الرقة، وذلك اللون رقيق خفيف ولا يبقى إلا فترة وجيزة. قال: فلا أقسم بالشفق، ثم قال: والليل وما وسق، فذلك يعقبه الليل. كما نعلم أن الشفق وظهوره دلالة على بداية الليل، أول الليل، ثم ذلك الليل يزداد بالتغول والدخول. قال: والليل وما وسق، فاشتدت ظلمته، وهذه الظلمة أظهرت ذلك القمر. ثم قال: والقمر والقمر إذا اتسق، اكتمل نوره وضوءه. مرحلة تؤدي إلى أخرى، تؤدي إلى أخرى، وهكذا الإنسان في حياته، من مرحلة إلى مرحلة، رحلة إلى أن يلتقي بعمله الذي عمل فيجازيه الله سبحانه وتعالى عما قدم. لتركبن طبقا عن طبق، مرحلة تلوها مرحلة أخرى. كنت في بطن أمك، ثم جئت تحبو تمشي، ثم يستد صلبك وعودك، ثم تقوى عضلاتك، ثم يحدودب ظهرك وترد إلى أرض العمر، نسأل الله أن يحفظنا أجمعين. ثم بعد ذلك ممات، ثم حشر، إلى أن تلقى ذلك العمل الذي قدمته. يا أيها الإنسان إنك كادح إلى ربك كدحا فملاقيه، فتلتقي بذلك العمل. ثم بعد ذلك اكتمال، فحياة وخلود في الجنة ليس بعده موت، أو خلود في النار وليس بعده موت. اللهم سلم، اللهم سلم. فإذا ذاقتك مرحلة وذقت بها لا تيأس، فتعلوها مرحلة وتعقبها مرحلة، ربما تكون خيرا من التي قبلها، وما عند الله خير وأبقى. فسنة التغيير كتبت على كل شيء، فسبحان الذي يغير ولا يتغير. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these ayat reminded us that everything took stages, stage after another. And there are 2 points to understand from that. First, do not be frustrated with any stage, because what's more important, the final stage. That's what's most important. The way how you go to the final stages, even up and down, that will be fine. We just recited Surah Yusuf. He went life through stages, up and down, up and down. And if you think of it, all of it turned to be good for him. Even when the down stage, when he was in a prison, that's what's good for him. So do not worry about that. So that, first of all, is always a changing. And there are always stages. And the second point, that's because there is, a stages, each one lead to the other. That tells you, all human, in every stage there's a requirement. You have to look at that requirement. That's what you should do, and you should focus. Allah mentioned and compare that with His creation to remind human about these stages. He said, فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالشَّفَقِ. Allah will never swear by the shafaq, that redness, that very light, that's a remain of the light of the sun that reflect on the sky with kind of redness at the time of sunset. And that very light, and has only short period of time, to came for declaration. That's the beginning of the night. That's the start of it. And that's where we break, our fast in Maghrib, on the time for Ramadan, the time for the sunset. So you see, that's just that light that gives an indication. But that will be followed by complete darkness. And that will be followed by complete light when the moon will be in a full stage. So one stage leads to the other. Human, they were nothing in the womb of their mothers. Then they start growing, they start walking, then they gain their strength, then they will start having their weakness, and then go into that cycle. And then they're going to stand and be resurrected before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they'll be told, that's your place, either Jannah, and you stay there forever, and you're not going to, leave it. And the others will go to hellfire, and they were told, you will stay there forever, and that's your place. So now, as I said, we have to understand, we have to go through that stages. And what's more important? The final stage. So our aim should always look at the final stage as the result. It's not important what we are doing. That final stage when you are going to meet with your actions. Allah mentioned that in the brief ayat, يَا أَيُّهَا الْإِنسَانُ إِنَّكَ كَادِحٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ كَدْحًا فَمُلَاقِيهِ. You are going to meet with your action at that day. And that will lead you to the final stage. So that's your focus. A stage, that change from one stage to the other and one stage to the other, that's a human nature. And the nature for all of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only one that never had any change, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Other things all go through that stages. However, we should not really be busy with all of these stages. We should focus on the last stage and the final one. Some of the stages were mentioned in the ayat. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون حطاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. In fact, in this ayah, Allah mentioned all of the stages When you were young, just playing. And then we grow up like, you have a desire, you follow your lahu, desire. It's different from la'ab and desire. Wazinatun. Now you're take care of, yourself, and, you care about, building a house and taking care of all of that. وَتَفَاخُرٌ بَيْنَكُمْ. Now you're proud of what you have collected and have done. وَتَكَاثُرٌ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ أَوْلَادٍ. Thinking now you have, children and grandchildren. And then you go down, to down stages. So all of this, stage after stage after stage. And the most important stage, the akhirah. وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان. Let's always not forget that. Regardless of the stage, what you are doing. Regardless, the action, what you're doing. Regardless, we're having strength or weakness. The most important stage, the hereafter. If you have done something good, ask Allah, to increase His blessing. If you did something bad, ask Allah forgiveness. And between your eyes, the final stages. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala admit us all the highest rank in Jannah with our beloved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك